It's not a podcast.
It's a GarCast.
And this is the world according to Gar.
Hello and welcome to the world according to Gar. You are listening to GarCast episode number 290. I am Gar. With me as always is the GarFather.
Gar 290. 10 away from the big one.
10 away from the big one. Some people we'd be like 300, the movie.
I was gonna say it's the Spartan episode. It's coming. We have to dress accordingly.
I don't have any Spartan material laying around the house, but I'll see what I can dig up.
I mean, you got 10 weeks to shop.
It's true. Not really into buying garb that I will not use again. Maybe I could.
Why wouldn't you use it again?
I don't know. I guess Spartans are pretty fucking badass, right?
Yeah.
Unless you're from Michigan State, then you're gay.
I didn't realize they were gay. Okay.
Right. I just figured I'd pick up Michigan State for absolutely no reason other than the fact that they are the Spartans.
Right.
With us also this week, we have a special guest coming in from the fine city of New York, where people are burning and bombs are being dropped. And now he has to pay if he wants to drive. It's DenBob.
Hello, and fortunately, I was able to avoid getting stabbed, pushed, or set on fire. I walked to stay away from the treacherous subway. I took the Long Island Railroad to stay away from the congestion fee. I did not notice any difference in the number of people on the train, thinking that it would be more crowded because people were trying to avoid the congestion pricing. But it seems to have had no impact except grabbing money from the poor regular citizen.
Are you saying that this is a money grab?
That's what I'm saying. That's my assertion.
Shameful.
It's got to be. It must be a lot less congested now in the city. It's amazing. Must be great.
You would think. Yeah.
You could just walk down the middle of the street now with no fear of being run over or hit by anything.
I mean, you would think that the cars were less. Yeah. You know how Uber and taxis are handling it. A train friend of mine from the old group, not the new group.
Not the new group. I want to hear more about the new group at some point.
The new group is going along quite splendidly.
I'm picturing like a bunch of 30-year-old girls.
Yeah, well, you know.
Out with the old, in with the new.
That's it. You know how I roll.
Mold your clay, baby. Mold that clay.
It's a new year. It's a new year for new company.
Right.
So
anyway.
She was saying that with the taxi cabs, what they do is they charge 75 cents per ride. And they collect that from the customer.
As a surcharge?
And they remit that to the city.
75 cents. I figured they would have to do something.
I don't know much about it. So they put cameras in, what, is it 60th Street or something like that?
That's correct.
So if you drove up to the Bronx and came back and then drove over 60th Street several times, you have to pay that congestion price over and over again?
Just once per day.
Oh, they got good computers. The AI will know that you've done this already.
Yeah.
And I guess what? When you go through the tunnel now, let's say Midtown Tunnel, you pay for the tunnel and then you get through and you get banged with another fee, right?
Well, the regular tunnel, yeah.
Correct.
The new congestion fee.
Correct.
Nice.
So I mean, I don't know how to even calculate how much we'd actually be paying, but it's certainly a lot.
It's great for the state. It's a lot of money.
Yeah.
I'm sure we're going to see lots of improvements to infrastructure and.
We could just give it to the MTA again. They seem to fuck everything up. Excuse the language.
Why? What did they screw up recently?
Isn't their budget like absolute crap? And they're just constantly losing money?
They got new trains.
How long did it take to get to the train to the Grand Central Station? How long did that take? 35, 40 years?
40 years, yeah.
And how far over budget were we probably? DenBob's looking it up.
Isn't a budget just an estimate anyway?
I get. Yeah, I'm project management. I agree.
Come on.
Why?
It could be. There could be slippage.
Yeah,
So it was always my understanding that New York State had a profit budget, and we were one of the only states that actually give back to the federal government.
You see.
So, if we seceded, the federal would not do as well as if other companies, other states seceded.
Yeah.
So
Well, I don't think anyone's seceding. If anything, we're adding states to the union.
could be.
Apparently
I mean,
so.
and what a great idea.
I don't
We
think
might
it's such
be
a
up
great
to-
idea.
I think in 4 years from now, I guess there are 53 states. I would say the great state of Canada. Although we could just make the provinces all states, so then we could have, I don't even know.
Yeah,
nobody
that's a
knows.
massive state. I think you would do each
Let's-
province.
Let's just say
Yeah,
there's
why
Providence.
not?
I don't
Because
know.
we want to
Yeah.
have the representation
Called it.
spread apart.
Right, we should get to a nice round 100, and then Greenland would probably be one, and Denmark. We got Christiania. We could make that its own state, and then I don't know how many. We get a couple states out of Denmark.
Now, question: would we adopt the Canadian healthcare system?
No.
No,
No, they would
We're taking
adopt
them-
ours.
We're taking
Take
them
them
over
over.
to fix them. We're trying to save
Correct.
them.
We're going to make them better, of course.
Right.
Of
Please,
course.
jeez, Lord, they're not taking us over.
Yeah. Oh, right.
What's wrong
Right.
with you? What the hell's wrong with you?
No, I thought. Yeah.
We got to give
Stupid.
those
It's
little
early.
freedom up there, so some CEOs can make a shitload of money off insurance and healthcare. Let's go.
Would the CFL and NFL merge at that point?
I'd like to use that maybe as a relegation structure. That could help us implement that. The pyramid. You know what I mean? They could work their way up into the NFL.
Actually, it would be nice, right? They could be like the Champions League, and the NFL's the Premier League. Let's send Jacksonville down to the Canadian Football League.
It would
Cleveland.
be the championship, not Champions League.
Champions.
Very different.
Excuse me. Sorry.
Very different.
I should
Very
know my soccer better.
different. Yes, please.
Yeah. So yeah, let's immediately let's send Chicago, Cleveland, the Giants, and Jacksonville down.
I mean, take the Jets, please. I want to rebuild. I want some time away and make our way back up.
This is not a bad idea.
Yeah.
I really like that. I think we talked about this, like college football, to kind of follow suit with that a little bit.
Well, I think it all. I mean, you want to really go for it. Everything is in the pyramid, and NCAA is just another level, and they could move to the pros if they wanted to, if they could make it.
If you're good enough, why not?
Right.
Maybe
How about
Penn
that?
State. Maybe Penn State can take the New York Jets' place.
Yeah, I mean, first they would have to find a way to beat the Irish tomorrow.
Let's hope. That would be amazing.
Anybody flying down?
DenBob-
Anybody going to Miami for the game? That'd be a nice place to be.
Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it?
That would be
Yeah.
amazing. Yeah.
My friend Jason, who took me to Notre Dame, got 4 seats. He's down there.
This will be
Not a
fun.
bad
I mean,
venue.
Red's an Irish fan. We know BMO's Irish fan. We
Yep.
got a couple of Penn State fans here.
LLMO is an Irish fan.
Yes, yeah, yep. And then
Yeah,
you
but I
got
think they're
DenBob.
less of a fan. They think they're less of a fan now that they know that we have a genuine interest in Penn State.
Well, I would say this: we didn't go to the school, nor do we have children that go there. So I would say, you've got definitely a
Right.
little more passion. I would say, especially Rebecca. She was in the band for God's sakes.
Oh my God.
Right.
So I'll give you that. But it's making it a little more exciting to have friends. On the other side, it's fun. Gives a little more rooting interest.
So yeah, and I'll be honest, college football for me has been a new awakening since I've been following Penn State. Because then you learn the team, you learn that team, then you learn a couple of teams that they play. Now all of a sudden I know a lot of the teams, and it's been very fun. And I was never able to follow college football before, so I introduced a new sport into my repertoire.
There you go.
Same sport, but different.
Well, yeah,
A lot of
it's
different rules. Different rules.
Different rules.
different teams, different players, different everything. Playoff structure,
Pat
everything.
McAfee's been giving a lot of love to Virginia Tech this week. Pretty funny.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 2 days ago, they were talking about, I don't know. They did I guess he worked. I didn't really realize, but I guess I kind of should have figured out that he was working with Barstool for a while. So they
Yeah,
must have done.
I think that's where he started.
Yeah. So he must have done something down at Virginia Tech. And he's like, they were throwing full beers at you. And like, if it lands next to you, you have to chug it. That's the rule.
Ooh, I
And then
it.
he's like, they're throwing them like 50 yards. He goes, Virginia Tech is fucking awesome, is what he said. He goes, and then the Detroit Lion fan in there, he's like, dude, Virginia. He was there with him. He's like, Virginia Tech is awesome. They need to be awesome in football again because that place is so great to see football. Unfortunately, DenBob curse hit, and most of the games sucked. They were fun for the first 5 minutes, and then they were losing 14-0.
That's a great question. How long does it take for an established? We've talked about whether or not the curse takes effect, which I don't think it has for Penn State. But if it does take effect, which it did for Virginia Tech, and then he now has no affiliation to Virginia Tech, and he's not really paying attention to them, how long will it take to rebound?
I mean, UVA, look, they were a decent football program. They are horrible. So I don't know if it's sports that you're interested in. Lacrosse for UVA, I don't know if it's still good or not, but you definitely put a cloud on UVA, and they're definitely still feeling the effects of that. Their basketball program, do you remember how much was that last year? Like they were getting blown out by like 50, and they were like, don't put them in the brackets. They suck.
Yep.
So it's lingering. St. John's University, that was a pretty bad curse. We got Coach Rick now, so maybe we're starting to come out of that.
Yeah, I mean, it's like when you get cancer, even though you're cured, your body is still weak from the chemo, and you still have that gaunt look. So it takes them a long time. And sometimes, I mean, I'm thinking if it's truly like that, you may never recover. They may never recover.
Wow.
You think you could have I mean, they had 4 years of you, so there's a lot. Right?
No, I mean, think about it. If you have bad cancer for 4 years, what's it going to take to get rid of? It's debilitating to a body.
Right. It's like being exposed to radiation. Like if you're exposed for a minute, it's fine. But 4 years.
It's now Chernobyl. There's fish with 6 eyes swimming around.
I'm a lifelong fan of the Jets, and look you just can't recover. I mean, that team is done.
Right. It'll be like, God forbid. Well, let's say you pass away in 45 years from now, and then it'll take at least another, I would say, double of probably 200 years after that. I would say to recover.
Listen, it's unsafe enough. Please don't give any Jets fans any ideas to start the curing process.
I'm going to start my theory with it takes double the amount of time you were a fan. So let's use Virginia Tech as an experiment, and we'll see if 8 years after graduation, we'll all come back and we'll see how they're doing.
Let's put that in the show notes so that we could refer back.
Gary, can you document
several
that
years from now?
Yeah, let's
Thank you. All right, 8 years from 2024.
If we're still doing podcasts, then I'll be
2032.
quite impressed.
2032. I'll see you. That'll be episode what? Quick math.
Right. I don't know. Do 50 a year.
I'll be on mute for a second. Keep talking.
That's 7 times 50 plus a little more, but let's say 50. That's 350 more episodes ish.
Yeah. So episode 300, that's going to be on March 21st.
Oh, nice work.
Yeah.
Is that
I think that's
Wednesday
exciting.
or a Thursday or what?
What is it? March 21st, you said?
Yep.
Oh,
that'll be the Friday that it posts.
Post St. Patrick's Day.
Okay, got it.
I mean, it's a celebration. We could record it early and do it on St. Patrick's Day. It'd be wild.
Oh, in person somewhere?
I don't know. In Spartan.
You know how I love that.
In green Spartan outfits.
If you keep trying to get invites to the Fernwood, you're like, is anybody in the Fernwood today? Like, just keep posting that over and over again.
I've been throwing it out there, and unfortunately, every time I ask, it's closed.
I made it to the Fernwood Saturday evening.
I saw the pic. So let's talk about that.
Well, it was so I didn't talk about it because a coworker could listen or somebody else could, but it was a coworker of ours from Lightpath Mike and I worked with for many years. She retired and had a 60th birthday party, surprise, at King Umberto's in Elmont. Or I guess that's not really Elmont, is it? I thought it was Elmont, but maybe not.
It's Elmont.
Is it? Yeah. So I picked Mike up in the Tesla and we popped on over there to the surprise party.
So did you self-drive? Did you use the
we self-drove from Mike's house to the King Umberto's?
It was weird.
It was weird. We did the whole discussion of, all right, the party was listed to start at 2. So surprise party. Do you get there 15 minutes early? Do you have to be there by 2? Like, how do you play that? You play 1:30, huh?
1:30.
Yeah. I mean, if I care about the surprise, yeah.
No, but the invite would never give the time that the person's arriving.
Oh, the surprise. That's true too. It's baked in.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah.
That was our assumption. 2 o'clock arrival, 2:30 arrival for the guest.
Yeah, we got there right on the nose at 2.
The guest got there at 2:25, 2:27.
Excellent. Oh yeah. So it was all baked in.
What a
Excellent.
wonderful
And how
place.
was the party?
The food,
Yeah, it was fun.
Food was fantastic, right, Mike?
Yeah, very good.
And this was a coworker from where you both worked in the past?
Yes.
Correct.
Nice.
We saw a cute little fella named Frank, who was shorter than you by far.
Tiny. So tiny.
Mike sat at the table with him
Wow.
for a long time before he realized when he got up. He's a smoker too, so that might have stunted his growth. I'm not sure.
Absolutely.
What happened?
Sure.
Right?
His
Were
mother
his feet
was.
dangling? Could you tell if his feet were dangling?
They had
Like,
to
did
be.
they touch the floor from the chair?
They had to be. He was a tiny fella.
A tiny fellow.
And at his age, Mike, he was probably younger than us. He sounded like he's been smoking for like 100 years.
Had a really
Can't-
deep voice, or was it raspy?
Raspy Italian.
I mean, he's probably trying, he's upset, so he's smoking to drown his sorrows.
No, he's a Jet fan.
Yeah, all the more reason. I mean, this guy's
He's
got
a Jet fan. He's an Islander fan.
Oh, God. You sure it wasn't me?
Yeah.
You're much
So
better.
his feet were dangling. When I was at a dinner, and guy across from me, he opposite of his feet dangling, they stretched all the way across the table. I was sitting across from him. He had like a long sit, and his foot, it touched my feet all the way across the table. Yeah, I was like, this is weird.
That's
and
weird.
I did a little, like I shifted and I did a little tap so that he'd notice.
He might have thought
Nothing.
it was the table.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, but that's why I did the shift and tap.
Yeah.
I
The
did
shift
a
tap.
shift and tap.
That's a
and-
response.
Or he was
and,
hitting. He was hitting. He could have been hitting on you.
Oh.
He was a bottle of wine deep,
If his
Uh,
foot started to go up your pants.
and he was also Canadian. Okay, so a couple of things. He was Canadian.
I just got to drop off. Keep going. I'm going to rejoin from my computer.
Yes, please.
Okay, he was a
Can't hang up.
Canadian,
What the hell?
and
Canadian,
he was
our
also
next state.
a very high up executive at a publicly traded company.
Hmm.
So definitely power trip. I think that was a big piece of it. But the Canadians are typically very polite. So the two, I was curious to see which would outweigh the other: the ego of an officer or director, or the politeness of the culture.
Did he have a nice accent?
He did.
It was
He had a little
pleasant?
accent.
It made you
Little
feel
bit,
safe?
little bit. Yeah, and he was very kind. Yeah.
Except he was
But
playing
he was,
footsie with you under the
he
table.
was- And he recently put on a lot of weight. The buttons, very stretchy. The buttons were about to pop on the shirt. So I had to make sure to keep my glasses on.
Yeah.
Make sure they didn't. Yeah.
Getting dressed for this party, I realized I put on quite a bit of weight myself. And
Know how that goes. I know how it goes.
full in on No Junk January right now.
So what'd you do? Did you have extra pants? Did you
No,
unbutton?
I was able to wear them, but
You just,
it just-
you suffered it out.
I have a
You
stomach
didn't have
now.
to sit-
Like I hate.
Yeah.
And there's that one picture of the whole team, and it's kind of a little bit of a sides. I'm like, Jesus, that fucking stomach is
yeah.
massive.
Hate that.
It's horrible.
It's not your fault though. It's cortisol. Cortisol's fault. It's not yours.
I like that.
You
I
know,
like that.
you can't help it. You can't fight your genes.
Yeah,
You can't fight stress.
we're on a journey again.
Yeah. So your old guy, you think he's a listener? The
The little guy?
party?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
We don't
No.
know him. I don't.
So we had a listener. I heard of a listener that I had no idea was a listener. On Sunday, I was in the parking lot of a place that I will not name, and I ran in. I bumped
You don't
into
wanna name
this
the parking lot?
couple. Nope, not going to do it. I bumped into this couple, and I immediately recognized them. They were like my best friend in high school's parents. So I introduced myself to them. I haven't seen them in 35 years. And, it was very good to see them, whatever. So I texted my buddy. I still had his contact. Haven't talked to him in probably 5 years. And he replied, "Oh, my God, I must be psychic. I just found the podcast where you're a guest.
Oh,
He's been a new listener." How about
Excellent.
that? So I don't know how he found it. I don't know what the connection was, and I'm going to meet up with him in person in a week or two. But that was pretty interesting. The millions are really it's turning into billions.
it
Billions?
could be billions.
It's going to be billions.
Not long from now.
I mean, soon we're going to be crashing the Spotify servers. Well, when it drops, I mean, I don't know if you're going to really prepare for that, but something.
I don't have to, but Spotify should be thinking about it. Like Joe Rogan, he's got nothing
Yeah.
on us.
No. He's getting tile. His tile is dropping to the lower right corner. GarCast coming to the top.
Everywhere.
Hell yeah. You guys can hear me, right?
Yeah, it sounds like
Oh,
you're
yeah,
not
right.
on the right
Yeah.
mic.
Oh, hold on. Thank you.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Stand by.
Yeah,
I
well,
did have to swap some shit.
That should do it. How's that?
Yeah, that's it. That's the money.
Now we're talking. Sorry, I was very important mission today.
What do you got?
I had to end the mission and just wrap it up. So, the big
Today's Wednesday.
yeah,
I know the mission.
the big upcoming trip to England, right, that you're all aware of.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That I would be flying out a week from tomorrow, today being Wednesday. I think, did I mention here that I'll just recap, not everybody listens. So Christmas, Nancy surprises me, right, with these Delta airline tickets to London and going to the Forest match, seeing the Sumus, the whole thing. So I immediately, because I'm a nut, run upstairs to my fireproof safe box thing and pull out the passports. Just number one, my
Thank God
initial
you
thought
did
was
that.
let me just make sure I know where they are. And this is literally like 10 minutes after I got the gift. And then I looked at my passport. I knew I had just gotten. I knew from the Philippines I'm good till like 2032. Looked at Nancy's and it expires February 4th, 2025. And I was like, oh crap! All right, what are the rules? And I looked, and some countries have this rule where it can't expire for 6 months. You have to be there, and if it expires. Now, what's the point of an expiration date? To be honest, now, how dumb
Stupid.
is this?
So stupid.
So I look, and the UK does not participate in the 6 month rule.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good. I check with my friends who I know work for the government. They were like, yeah, I think the UK is okay. Actually went on websites, like, looks okay. I'm like, all right. So I put it away. I'm like, I'm not going to worry about this on Christmas. So then a few days later, I go in. I'm like, let me get all the Delta Airlines stuff. And I see this notice like there's incomplete actions to take on both tickets. So starting in 2025, like January 8th, the UK is now requiring an electronic travel authorization form.
Ooh, electronic IDs.
Which is just a money grab. It's a money grab.
Well, it's also
like you
a way
fill
for
out
them to track you better.
Yeah, they already can. But it's like $80. So you have to do it. And when I do that, Nancy's is getting rejected and saying that the passport needs to be good until April, like 3 months.
Ugh.
Right. So I call the State Department, and they're like, yep, that's right. I'm like, all right, well, can I get an emergency appointment? They're like, well, you can't. There is a process for that, but you have to wait until 2 weeks from your flight to make an appointment, to call for an appointment. I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, okay. So they're like, call back on January 2nd, which is 2 weeks. I call back on January 2nd. I tried to do it online, and it's like, not eligible. I'm like, what the hell? I call in, and the lady's like, oh, you were told January 2nd? No, it has to be within 2 weeks.
Ugh.
So actually 13 days. Anyway, I went on the 3rd. First available appointment was today. I'll fast forward, not to drag this out. Very anxious about it. Nancy had an 8:30 appointment. Put her on the train at 6:57 from Floral Park. What a train. Listen to this train, Bosco. You need to move to Floral Park. Comes into Floral Park it's 31 minutes to Penn.
Wow.
It goes Floral Park, Jamaica, Penn.
Jeez.
Wow.
Anyway, put her on that with Liam. She caught the train to Houston Street, didn't get set on fire. Liam stayed on the subway with her because he had to go downtown. She got in there. She said she barely spoke to them. They looked at her paperwork. Bing, bang, boom. Gave them you had to bring your airline tickets. You had to bring passport photos, the passport forms, a license. Bing, bang, boom. She was back in Penn Station. She had an 8:30 appointment. She just missed the 9:08 train home.
Wow.
She caught the 9:36, and I just picked her up. And I can go there on Monday. She signed a form to allow me to pick it up Monday at 2:00. I can pick up the passport. So
Excellent.
fingers crossed.
Nice work.
That's perfect.
Yep.
I wonder if other countries coming to America have to go through the rigmarole, or we just don't care. Like, just come. It doesn't matter.
I don't know. I think that's changing. Nobody's allowed. Only their scientists.
Yeah, anybody could. I mean, it feels like anybody could come.
You
Yeah.
see, they
Just
were
come.
sending letters to kids at school, telling them make sure you come back early, so in case Trump decides to not let you back into the country before school starts again. So any foreign students were getting letters.
Huh. That's who we're gonna. Yeah.
I think he did it last time. I think he did something where he kind of
Shut it down.
squashed it,
Yeah.
and people that were international students were kind of stuck. But that was a different time.
Well, I mean, we've talked about this. At a minimum, the government's job is to protect us. At a minimum. And, it hasn't been happening. It's been very unsafe. Hasn't been happening.
Oh, change is coming.
Yeah.
Happy January 6th, by the way. It just passed.
So,
happy birthday, AJ.
No, Three Kings Day is a big one. I mean, it's like people sell it's like a very big holiday around the world.
So what about the flags in Nassau County? Are they up? Are they down?
So as of my last check yesterday, they were down half mast.
It was in Newsday that he caved. I saw that.
Yeah, he caved. So, isn't the purpose of the flag nationalism? It's not supposed to be a method of expressing individuality. It's a method of belonging. And if the group says, the guy who's in charge of the flag says they all go at half mast, who are you to use that to be different? Like the whole point of the flag is uniformity and nationalism.
Yeah,
I know we talked about it. It's hard to make an argument. It's hard to argue the opposite. If anybody wants to, I think I'm going to think they're an idiot. I'm sorry.
What he should have done was lower the U.S. flag and leave the Nassau County flag because it's right next to it. Eisenhower.
He should have sent you. He should have sent you out, Mike, to go change the flags. I know you were thinking about it.
I was thinking about it, and then I had this vision of me getting arrested by some stupid They have these Nassau County safety patrol guys in Eisenhower that are like frustrated cops,
like mall cops.
Yeah.
Paul Blart.
I was like, I don't need this. They pull up all the time and yell at the swim parents who are trying to pick up their kids in 15 degrees because they're double parked. It's pretty funny. I didn't need that headache.
No.
But yeah, you guys are you working from home? You going in the city? What's up? How are you handling the cold is where I'm going with it. What's your dress out in the cold?
Well, let's start with you because I was going to ask earlier and we changed topic quickly. You said you walked from Penn Station today.
I did.
So what the hell did you wear?
Yesterday I was unprepared. I actually bought a scarf from a street vendor to kind of help. But then today I had same scarf.
How much did you pay for that?
$5. It's a nice scarf too. Somebody actually asked me, is that a decoration or is that really for
cold weather?
Is that for warmth? So I have a scarf. Then I have this neck thing. I should maybe before the end of the show I'll come on and demonstrate.
Nice.
Then I have this neck thing that covers me up to the bottom of my glasses and a hat. And then obviously gloves. So, there's only a small band of skin exposed. And I like it. It's a challenge to me. Germ-free, no risk of getting set on fire or pushed. It's the way to go. You dress right, you can handle the cold.
That's cool.
What about you guys? What are you wearing?
Sweatpants and a hoodie.
That's it, hoodie. You don't have a problem with the ears? I guess you're not outside.
Well, I'm not outside, but I have been doing my power walks.
Have you been pre-starting the car?
Of course.
I do when I can, when I need to use it.
The Tesla, it's easy. You just schedule it. You go open your phone and you bring it to condition.
Yeah.
But I take my pickup truck doesn't have that technology. The pre-start is go walk outside and start it, and then walk back in.
Before I bring the kids to school, I'm running out and starting it for 5 minutes.
So that break in the routine. You know what happened to me yesterday? I forgot my whole book bag. I usually carry 30 pounds of stuff. And I got to the train station and I look in the back seat and I'm like, oh my God, because I pre-started the car and I walked back in. It was just the change in the routine, but it was liberating. Nothing. I was just on an adventure. I mean, I had a wallet and a phone, and frankly, that's all I ever need. I'm bringing all this stuff back and forth every day. I don't need it.
No.
I needed a snack. I was missing a snack later in the afternoon. I usually have protein bars. I had no protein bars, so I had to go get one. But it was liberating. I felt footloose and fancy free, and I'm little and weak too, so the backpack really weighs me down.
It's probably not that windy down there, though, right?
Oh, it's terrible.
No, that means like your height.
Well, I mean, it is going over my head, so a lot of it is like face wind, whereas somebody else would be like a chest wind.
Well, why would the wind be going over your head?
He's small.
Because I'm under it.
There's wind. Is wind at a certain height?
I think it is.
I feel
up? Like it is. Yes.
I mean, I know where planes fly it is, but I mean, if we're talking a difference of a foot, I don't think it really matters.
Or two, depending on the person.
I don't think a 6'5" guy's getting more wind than you.
Nah, you never know. We'll have to ask. Next time I'll do that. Next time I'm standing next to BMO, I'll say,
isn't that the old
weather
joke?
Up there, big fella?
That's the old joke, isn't it? I love it. Excellent.
So what else we got?
What else have we got? We've got football playoffs coming. Before we get to playoffs, I guess we should talk about the firings. What do we think? Is the Jets going to hire Rex or what?
Oh, God, I hope so. That would be so fun. I don't care if it makes the team better. It will make it better to watch. He's just a character. I mean, first off, you can't argue the last time they were in the playoffs was when he was the coach. So let's just keep that stat in mind. And he's fun. And if you listen to him as an analyst, well, I've caught him a couple of times this season. He's really got it going on. Like really, really good.
Yeah, he knows his shit. Do you hire though? Is he going to be GM coach, or can you? You don't want to hire your coach before your GM, do you?
So the qualities of a GM would actually be different than your qualities of a coach. So I agree with you, Gar. That's a good point. You got to start at the top and get the GM, and he's got to be accountable for everybody that he hires. Yeah, you can't start with the quarterback and have him boss everybody around. That obviously is not a formula.
I think there are different theories on that. I think teams handle it differently. It depends what, the role of each is. Kind of like baseball's changing too. Like, I don't know if the general manager isn't always like tied to the coach anymore. Like it depends, you know what I mean? Like depends what you want your general manager to do.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to say, right? So like if you want them running the whole team and having the coach be accountable to them, then yeah, you should hire the GM first. But if you're bringing in a GM who you want strictly to be like evaluating talent and figuring out who they're drafted or training for, so it could go either way. Traditionally, I would say you're right, though. But it seems like teams are doing things a little differently now. I don't know if it's the right way to go.
Obviously, you find yourself in a situation where you have to maneuver. You may have an amazing coach that's available, and you're not going to wait, or sometimes obviously it can't be a law. It could be a general rule. And I would say in the Jets situation where they need an entire rebuild
I don't know if they need a whole rebuild.
The fucking water boy needs to go. Everybody needs to go. They almost need a new uniform. Everything needs to go for them to have any chance at improving. They have nothing to build upon. It's awful. It's a cursed team, and it's not my fault.
As a third party, they don't seem to be that far off.
Yeah, their talent. The roster is not terrible.
I get it. That's why it's a curse. If you individually add up all the numbers.
Right, so how do you get rid of a curse? How do you get rid of a curse?
Change
you don't clean
culture,
house.
Right?
It's not cleaning house.
Just change
you
the culture.
You just get rid of the curse like a cancer?
I don't know.
Just carve it out?
That's why they haven't been able to do it.
If you're Woody Johnson, Rex has come out and he wants that job so bad, and he's a good coach. How do you not hire somebody that wants it that bad?
How do you not? And I mean, such a personality and a proven record. Yeah, I will be sad. It will be sad yet again if they don't hire him. And then, so let's just take that to the next level. Will Rex Ryan want to work with Aaron Rodgers? Is he the guy that could tame him, or is he the guy that's going to say?
Well, does he need to be tamed?
Aaron, yes,
really?
Yes, he does. Yes.
What's wrong?
He needs to be a quarterback, and he needs to run the plays, and then go home and be quiet.
You don't think he runs the plays? His stats were as good as Mahomes this year.
Zach Wilson. No, I think he's a good quarterback.
You're not listening. His stats were the same as Patrick Mahomes this season.
I heard that as I was speaking. Is that really true? How is that possible?
Yes.
But the curse.
He's also the third. It was the third greatest Jet quarterback season of all time.
Is that a fact?
Yes.
He's not that bad. I know he's old. He doesn't move like he used to.
No, he's still good.
He's good.
I think it's his off. I think it's the.
You're unhappy with the enigma part. And don't mispronounce that like they did on McAfee.
How did they pronounce it?
Oh, it was Scheffler.
Yeah.
Enigma.
Bad word.
But
yes.
Did you watch that special on him yet?
I can't. I'm so, and to DenBob's point, to support him a little bit here. I am so. It's not hate. It made me stop watching McAfee a lot. Like, I'm so tired of Aaron Rodgers. I have complete Aaron Rodgers burnout.
You know, it's funny. I say that
I'm not watching that documentary.
I say that until I see him on the show.
I've not watched one of his interviews.
I mean, it's fun at first, listen to his mushroom episodes and stuff like that. But I don't know. And you watch him play, and I agree with you, Gar. I didn't realize the stat was so good. But I never would have complained about it.
I don't know
play.
that Mahomes
was really good.
I wouldn't say Mahomes really had an exceptional year.
The numbers are good. The numbers are good.
They're good numbers,
your basic quarterback statistics are very good that he has. Whatever. That just goes to show you, even Sam Darnold, like stats suck because like even Sam Darnold, they're talking about, how great he's been. And somebody went back and looked at a couple of his, like one of his seasons on the Jets was pretty good, but everybody thought he sucked, so it's statistics lie, right? It's not wins and losses are more important.
Yeah. I think the Jets, if they can change their culture a bit, and I think Rex is the right guy to do that.
Yes.
And you build the line in the draft. It's not a good quarterback draft. You don't need a quarterback. You can get Rodgers another year. Right. It's funny. I was talking about JJ McCarthy, like actually came up on McAfee yesterday that, what is Minnesota going to do with McCarthy at this point? They could trade him.
If Sam plays like he did against the Lions the other night in the next game and loses in the first round, they ain't keeping him.
Right. But assuming they have a decent run,
Sam,
you can trade McCarthy in a season when there's not a lot of really good. I'm not a big fan of Wards, and I'm not a big fan of Sanders as quarterbacks.
Justin Fields to the Jets.
Now, I mean, I don't know. I'm not really that smart or involved in this.
You're
but
very smart.
I appreciate that.
Super smart.
But isn't it easier to draft a line? Like, is a lineman more predictable?
No.
Like a lineman in college, if he's excellent, is he going to be an excellent lineman in the NFL? Whereas a quarterback, we've seen you can't tell.
From what I've heard, because they talk about that a lot, that's why it's hard to find good linemen. It's completely different. Because colleges don't run a pro-style offense, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't have to, like, hold your blocks as long, and it's a lot of more art. It's different.
Yeah.
Right,
no, that's a good point.
Exactly correct. Yeah.
And that's what this show does. I don't different points.
There is no position that's easy to pick. Like you're taking a kid that's played against, like he's been the best his whole life, and in college, if he's making the draft, I mean, it's a very small percentage, right? A few kids from Alabama, a few kids from Ohio State, that if they get drafted, they're the best. Like they're playing against kids that are
over that
so much lower, so you don't know how they. I think it's so hard to tell how they will respond at the NFL level. You take like small school kid like Randy Moss, right? He went to Marshall. He turned into be a stud. But
truth.
It's. I think it's a really hard thing to do. If it was easy, then I guess there'd be some better teams out there.
You'd be the GM of somebody.
I could be. If it was easy, I could be a GM. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
But so we got the playoffs coming up.
Right.
There's rumors that Kansas City Chiefs lost on purpose so that they wouldn't have to face the Bengals in the playoffs. I would love for us to go upset Buffalo and then go to Kansas City and beat them. But I don't think we're beating Buffalo. But
what's the weather looking like? What's the weather looking like in Buffalo?
It looks just cold.
Okay.
Just cold.
What's the weather looking like here?
Weather's fine here.
Tonight.
Saturday,
Gar's
possibility.
Your latest report is due tonight, according to your friend with the models.
Apparently, Dallas is going to get a foot of snow tonight, Thursday night into Friday.
What?
Yes.
This global warming is just killing us.
Yeah, it's terrible. So I don't know how that impacts the football game, because Dallas is not a snow city. It snows there, but they're not prepared for that.
Yeah, but the Cowboys aren't in the playoffs. What are you talking about?
Ohio State and Texas are at the Texas Stadium. Is it? I didn't even know. Is it Texas Stadium? Was it AT&T Stadium? I didn't even know. I can't keep up with the sponsors, but it's in Dallas, and they don't have the dome anymore. Right? Is it a retractable roof or no?
Yes, it does close.
Okay, so I just immediately was thinking back to that football game.
The last time something happened,
Miami.
the last time he closed it this season, like a big piece of it fell off.
Yeah, I remember that. Do you remember that one Thanksgiving though, years and years ago when Miami played
Leon
Lett? Yep.
Yeah.
And it snowed in Dallas.
Just through the hole that God watched the Cowboys through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
America's team.
Those will be fun to watch. I know there's Penn State drive back scenarios. I also was going to drive to Cortland Saturday to bring Ryan all her stuff because she's flying back from Puerto Rico Thursday and getting on a bus. And she has a meet on Saturday. So I am anxiously awaiting this weather report as well.
He said European models usually pretty good. He said that in the past. and it's not.
Yeah.
That's calling for basically like a dusting.
Right, but that's a very hyper local forecast. We are actually interested in the Pennsylvania belt.
We need that Pocono. We need that Pocono forecast.
Yeah, because that's a big. I mean, we saw in
Good
the
point.
last trip that was the one that was the stopping point.
You
So
and Ryan got stranded. Yeah,
I would recommend, and I recommended this to Christopher. He denied. I said I will take you back on Friday. I will go up and down in the day, and just recover on Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, that's my backup plan. Was just skip the swim meet on Saturday, drive up Friday, give her all her stuff, see her, and drive home.
But I think Saturday is going to be a problem. And he said he's just going to go back and forth on Sunday, and he got a ride and he does it.
Oh,
so we'll see what happens.
Is he going with Rebecca?
He is not. He is. Amanda is going to take him.
That's
I'm
a shame.
I'm looking at the Blakesley forecast. Sorry, Gar.
Yeah.
Okay.
Currently 18 degrees in Blakesley. Woo.
Blakesley. Yeah.
Let's take a look at Saturday. Friday looks good, mostly cloudy. Saturday, cloudy with snow showers during the morning. So looking like that, according to my weather app,
it should be good.
All right.
It's a shame they're not going to be back in school for the Thursday night game.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
I know Anthony's already got like their Friday night planned out with which bars they're going to and everything.
Ooh, Cortland right now, 13 degrees in Cortland.
Ooh,
with a winter weather advisory until tomorrow at 1. Jesus. Lake effect snow, sons of bitches. They're getting 2 to 6 right now. Oh my.
Lake effect.
Yeah, let's see what's Saturday. Variable clouds with snow showers. Snow accumulation is less than an inch. All right, so I might be able to go. We'll see. See what the models say tonight. Safe travels to anyone out there.
Yeah, definitely.
What else we got going on?
What else? I guess we will get the awards for football coming soon, but we'll hold off. Death pool. Just want to remind everybody, if you didn't put your entries in yet, get them in. You're running out of time, obviously.
I think the drop dead date should be when this episode drops. You think Friday?
We'll give people a chance after they've listened to get back in there.
Midnight Friday.
I'll have to get a count from BMO. I'll chase down people that have done it before.
Even though Andy's pissed.
And if we want to go, the link to the spreadsheet
in
is
the Discord. It's our regular death pool
in the
chat.
channel.
It's pinned.
If you don't have it and you can't get in there and find it, reach out.
Reach out. Me, BMO, Mike. We'll get it to you.
Forrest continues to roll.
Dude, what a big win. 3-0.
Yeah, it was nice to see a Wani score. He was so excited. He hasn't scored in so long.
You, me, Guar, Luch, we're quietly racking up week after week of
I'm watching you climb too. Nobody's calling you out, but I've been watching.
I've been quietly climbing. It's funny. My team's like at a spot right now. It's where I'm not even making transfers. It's just,
your team's just
kind
good.
Of rolling okay.
It's just good, yeah.
Last week I didn't realize the game was it was a 7:30 a.m. start. It was the first game or something. So I missed swapping out one of my forwards who was
you gotta
suspended.
have your lineup set by like Thursday night. Come on, man. What are you doing?
There were so many weeks back to back to back. Like there was 2 weeks in a week many times over the last.
Don't get confused. There's no games this weekend.
All right. So I will wait.
It's an FA Cup weekend. The games are all next week, midweek.
Right. So I will wait.
Forest plays on Tuesday.
We'll wait till Monday to review.
All right. Don't miss the deadline. So keep going, Forest. I'll be there soon. Big one against Luton this weekend in the FA Cup. Luton.
Oh, we do have Luton?
And FA Cup. They dropped out of the Premier League. And then Tuesday at the City Ground, where I will be only a few days after the Woods. They're playing Liverpool at home. Big one.
Liverpool.
Big one. Maybe we get to the top of the table.
Who wants to buy Liverpool? What was that?
Elon's going to buy Liverpool.
Elon wants to buy them?
According to his father, who I didn't even know was alive.
Why Liverpool?
Because they're one of the best teams in the world.
Fuck Liverpool.
All right. We don't want Elon buying Forest.
Forest is doing fine.
Guar will have to change allegiances. Right?
He would, wouldn't he? Oh, he will hate Liverpool even more now, won't he? Maybe he'll have them play soccer on Mars.
That would be really cool. We could build a dome up there.
Dude.
That'd be sweet.
That would be mint.
I
love the side profile of DenBob like that.
I think he scheduled a meeting for the time when we talk about soccer. That was perfect.
I'm actually trying to find the New York State budget. It's very buried.
Oh, I thought you were like looking at someone passionately in the eyes. I didn't know what the hell you were doing.
No.
New York State budget.
You're gonna make out.
We don't do budgets here. We just spend, bro.
Yeah. Yeah. So what'd you think of that? What the hell's it called again? This golf thing?
Oh.
X Golf.
Yeah, but what's the acronym that we were watching on ESPN last night?
I can't
And
remember
obviously
the name of it.
ESPN's a little invested in it.
Yeah, they're definitely heavily. So Tiger Woods and McIlroy, I'm sure other investors.
Steve Cohen.
Oh, Cohen. Well, he owns the New York team, right?
I think so. He was there last night.
So they're playing it. Did you see this, DenBob?
It was
No.
so cool.
I think I heard about it. I haven't seen it.
TGL.
They
It's
built-
TGL.
They built this gigantic arena. I think it's in Florida, right? Indoor.
Yep. Yeah, right where they all live.
It's a golf sim, but it's not like the golf sim that you have gone to or you would see somewhere. It's like they actually have like 3 boxes of sand, like a sandbox, a fairway, a deep rough thing that you drive your ball into a gigantic screen, like, massive. The pros are playing on this, and then the computer reads. They come up with fantasy golf courses, and then which I thought was actually really cool.
Yeah, this part blew my mind.
When you got to the green, if you were chipping on or on the green, it recreated that green in the arena. So you would walk over to the green.
Yeah,
and
they had
actually
this.
putt.
Did you see when they showed what was under the
Yeah,
green?
it's like all these little levies or
Oh,
things that
wow.
changed.
And it could spin.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Wow.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
I don't know if it's super entertaining to watch, but it was interesting, I guess, to say, because I mean, when there's nothing else on TV.
Yeah, it reminded me of like if they came out with this during COVID when there was nothing else, I would have been like so locked in.
Yes.
Like I would have been so excited.
Yeah. So
It's cool though. Because you can hear them all talking to each other, like everybody's mic'd.
I think the thing that I got from that is it would be so much fun to do that yourself.
Yeah. Like it was like, and they had real grass that they were driving off of and then chipping
So
off.
X Golf has a league, which I'm not sure where I sit in this team. I'm rostered, so I'm like a
you
fill-in. Yeah, I'm on a roster. It's 2 people play, and I'm on it because I have an amazing handicap. So very
Nice.
good for me to partner up
Smart.
with somebody.
Very nice.
But it's pretty cool, and some people take it really, really serious. So we walked in when they were playing. That's how we found out about it. There were people with like matching outfits. That's how serious they were. They
Loser.
were wearing,
do they have
sweaters
leagues?
and then
Yeah, I guess they're like their team.
He's in a league,
Yeah.
right? It's like
That's
bowling.
so
It is a
cool.
league.
Yeah, it's so
Yeah.
cool. I could
So
like I'd love to go do that. Like if we had a group of guys, it'd be fun.
Yeah.
it is
It's-
fun. Because you know what? If you there's no walking and looking for your ball,
Looking for the ball because I constantly hit it all over the
right?
place.
So you don't have any of that.
Right.
They serve drinks regularly.
That's what I'm
food
good- I'm good at that.
regularly.
Right.
Good at that.
Exactly. So there's a place for everybody.
Right. And you have
I
a
would miss peeing outside. I would miss that.
Yeah, you can't do that.
yeah, go to the bathroom.
No.
But
So we
it's
went,
like
my family went, and my parents came, and my dad. He's like, "Oh, let me try," and I'm like, "Oh, Jesus,
This guy.
let's get walking down first before we get,
What has he done?
And he's taking the club, and I gotta hand it to my brother. He was the hero of the evening because he would stand behind my father without him knowing. He didn't realize what was going on, but Kenny stood behind him and shaped himself outside like a spotter in gymnastics, and he would move out of the way of the club.
Yeah,
as
be
it
worried about the
swung
club.
side
Yeah.
to side. He was brilliant, and I gotta say my dad did pretty good. He still hits the ball.
He's
I'm gonna say he beat me.
He's the original
beats
DenBob.
me. No, you can't use that. On
I know.
my mother.
He's not a
You know,
DenBob.
Kenny
he's
really
not.
is the hero of the family, though, isn't he?
Kenny
Shining star.
He is the silver hair. I'm the redheaded stepchild.
Shining star.
But you can rent the whole bay, right? Doesn't it have couches. So if you go with a couple other friends that don't golf, they
So-
just hang out and drink with you.
Well, that's Top Golf. That's what
Implay-
Top Golf's like.
no
right?
this X Golf
Simplay
does it
has
too.
a suite. I didn't see a suite at X Golf.
Okay.
Simplay has a suite
Okay.
with couches, and then you don't even see it. I mean, it's pretty cool. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know, a little intimate for me. I'm gonna have 4 guys sitting in a suite.
Oh, well.
A little too much for me.
You could always bring 2 gals, 2 guys,
Yeah, maybe I'll bring my new train group. We'll go to X Golf.
Oh,
The kids like technology.
Kids love
That is true.
technology.
That is true. I don't
Nick
think the old
and
group-
the boys, they've been still golfing. They went New Year's Day, I think it was, right? Or
Yeah. We call it stealing from Mother Nature. We
Yeah.
steal one from Mother Nature. 'Cause
Whether
she doesn't
it's-
want us playing golf, but we're doing it anyway.
weather's made a turn right now. No golf.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
She's back with a vengeance. We're
Oh,
not getting one
it's-
from her now.
It's freezing.
I'll give Nick a shout out too. Today his 23rd birthday. Happy birthday, Nick.
Hey, Nick. Happy birthday. Happy birthday,
Happy
Nick.
birthday, Nick.
That is fantastic.
Here we go.
Way to go, Nick. 23 is kind of old. That's like a number. 22 still
Yeah,
feels
you're up
young.
there.
23.
You're
Kinda
up there.
like-
You're a grown up.
Couple more years, he can rent a car
Yeah,
That's
and get off your insurance.
and get off my insurance.
That's exciting. We do have an email as we get to the top of the hour.
Excellent. Perfect. Hit it before we got a book. We got hard
Just
stops.
one.
I got a hard stop.
Yeah,
Yep.
me too. Just one for fuck's sake, because everybody sucks. But it is the first email of 2025, so congratulations to loyal listener, the loyalist, Mike O'Donoghue.
Horns down.
Yes.
First email of 2025. The subject is Let's Go. Buenos dias, caballeros. I just wanted to wish everyone a happy new year. I think it's a little late. Is it a little late? What's today?
Nope. We go straight in. We
Eighth?
know that, and it's just 1 year. We've talked about this. It's not Happy New Year's because we only want this year.
Correct.
It's
So we did it
just for
properly.
Yep.
Good job, Mike.
Well done. And
Well
I would
done.
expect nothing less.
Right. I don't care that we're 8 days into it. It's my first email of 2025, so I'm going to wish it upon you all. Amen, brother. Gar, I hope you enjoyed your time at the Fernwood on Saturday. There's nothing better than experiencing a Gar in the wild. It's a majestic sight. Andy and Gibbo are the lone loyal listeners who have yet to visit. Wow. Even Sumu came from England to go to the Fernwood.
It's true.
Let's rectify that in 2025. I like how Mike's staying positive.
Love it.
He's not ridiculing them for not being there.
Yeah. It's
But they're on notice.
such a warm place.
Open arms.
And you get to see
Open
Jackie
arms.
too. Who doesn't want to see her? Jackie.
Ah.
How nice was
you know what I
the
never heard? You know what I missed? I wanted to see a Jackie Christmas list. She had the summer bucket list.
Oh,
I wanted to hear a Christmas list from Jackie. But all
I
right.
wonder if
She
had
actually-
a Christmas vacation.
She actually saw me driving through the streets of New Hyde Park.
Oh yeah,
No
that was
kidding.
funny.
Yeah.
So
She stood out.
I'm awaiting the Gar's arrival. You got to see me in my swim officiating uniform too. That was exciting. And
Yes.
Jackie randomly was driving my nephew home from a swim meet, and he got dropped off at my house. And I'm like, Jackie, keep an eye out for the Gar. He's approaching. So apparently, then Gar pulls up 2 minutes later, and she's gone. He's like, I just saw Jackie on the corner. So it's perfect. It's perfect.
Yeah, it was
Swim officiating uniform. Do you think you could use that for the Spartacus episode?
No, I gotta go.
Maybe you could get a Spartan outfit and wear that as an officiator.
As long as it's white on top and blue on the bottom. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but we'd be shirtless. Don't you wear? Is it Spartan like shirtless?
I
With
have
the,
to wear some sort
the
of white
breastplate.
thing, maybe a white breastplate. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Okay.
what we can do. The content wrapping up 2024 was great. I think your expose on the New Jersey drone shed some light on a major issue, and we haven't heard much about them since. Funny, isn't it? So pat yourselves on the back for closing that case. Chinese officials are shaking their fists, cursing you meddling kids. Nice Scooby-Doo reference. Can't wait to see what the next problem the Garfellas pile into the mystery machine to go solve is. Maybe we can get a crossover episode with Guar and One Big Pikey and solve the mystery of the concrete cornstalks in OHIO.
God, good callback.
Well, that's it for today, boys. Dress warm. Winter is here. LLMO. Great email to start us off on 2025.
Great email.
Kids thought they saw a drone last night. We pulled up in front of the house after swim. It was like 7, so very dark. And there was a bright light in the southwest sky over Floral Park that was not moving. So they were convinced that it was an orb or a drone. I pulled out my trusty Skyview app and pointed
Nobody
at
knows
it.
better. Yeah.
It was clearly Saturn.
Ah,
It was Saturn.
Pesky little
It was really bright.
Saturn.
I think a lot of these people are seeing the winter skies. There's a lot of planets out there.
There are
I think that's what they're seeing.
endless number of planets.
It's not the Chinese. It's the planets. Now, the Chinese may be on those planets.
they might be on the planets.
Right.
Right.
So that's very possible with space stations and such.
Hmm.
So anyway, but keep an eye out for those things.
Excellent.
Yeah, I'm trying
Thank
to
you
think.
for that email, Mike.
Yes. Thank you. And I
Everyone
gotta
else
head out.
sucks.
Everyone else sucks.
Everyone else is terrible.
Yep. Terrible.
Rebecca and Andy get to the Fernwood. BMO's awesome because he sends gifts. Oh, I owe Rebecca a gift in the gift exchange. It's almost ready to be shipped.
Yes.
I didn't forget. Don't worry. I was actually going to have you maybe deliver it, Gar, but then I thought if I gave it to you, you might pull a Gar and not deliver it. So I didn't want to do it.
I don't know if that's a Gar move, but okay.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't ready. If it was ready, I was going to give it to you.
All right. Well, until next time, horns down and be Gar-rific.
Gar out.
Have a great day.
Go Irish.
Go Bucks.
We are.
May your ice cream melt in your lap. See you later.
I pledge allegiance to the family of the United GarCast of the Discord and to the Montana commune that we will all meet up at when humanity finally craps the bed. One Gar Nation, under God, or thoughts, with a vow to be excellent to one another, and to always follow that one simple rule: don't be a dick. Gar pluribus unum.